Welcome to the prop market. I'm your host, the Prop King, and today we'll be going over my college football week 7 prop picks. We last week we had a little bit of a struggle. It wasn't a good week for us. I'll bring up the numbers in a little bit, but man, we didn't have a great week last week. Seems like we've been on and off, but we've been on more than we've been off, and you'll see that with the numbers, totals. But I appreciate everybody coming to watch the videos. I'm noticing that I'm getting a lot of views, but with these views, I would like some subscriptions as well, and some likes. I appreciate it because I put a lot of work and research and strategy into these picks. I'm also, of course, I'm picking them myself, so I'm making money off of them as long as I'm winning. But I would also like for others to kind of, get the knowledge that I'm giving out. The more subscribers, the more my channel can get viewed by more people, and of course, notifications being on will help you not get these bumps because these numbers are bumping crazy. So as we go forward, I'm just telling you a little bit how I pick these picks and why I pick them. I have a strategy. I have a tool that helps me pick these picks, along with just looking at some main factors. Factors I always like to look at is totals. I love to look at defensive stats, and sometimes it's the eye test as well. Less of the eye test, more of the numbers. Obviously, you'll see I always have the average passing yard numbers, and the projected number is something that I put in that tool, and that's how I get that number out. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get to how I did last week. Like I said, wasn't our best week ever. Probably was our worst week. And so we definitely need to bounce back. I definitely need to do better, and I will do better this week. So you see, 5-6, 5 wins, 6 losses, 45%, not very good. Still at 61% overall for football, college football, and we're at 65% for all sports. Said 45% last week. Now to my first pick, I have Emory Jones of Cincinnati. Emory Jones is a guy that we picked early in the year. It didn't work out for us as a group, but I feel like it's going to work out a lot better this time. He's facing Iowa State. They have the 46th ranked defense, so not great defense, about the middle of the road as far as defense, but he's hit this number that they have him at 4 out of 5 games. I believe he's getting more comfortable. I think Cincinnati's realizing they're going to have to probably throw the football a little bit more to win games. So hopefully in this game, his usage rate stays about the same as it has been. Like I said, 4 out of 5%, he's hitting it. And the number is lower than substantially lower than his average passing yards and definitely lower than his projected passing yards. So with that being said, I love his over 225 passing yards for Emory Jones. The one prop king emojis is because I just don't really know what we're going to get out of him from week to week. So play light on this one. Next guy I have is Hudson Card of Purdue. Uh, he's going against the Ohio State defense. They're pretty good defense, and I'm picking against this defense again this week because I just feel like Hudson Card's number is too low for a guy who has the experience and talent that he has. They also don't have much of a running game, and I really like his wide receivers. I feel like the number that they're putting him at is quite a bit lower than his average passing yards, and I even have his projected passing yards a little diminished due to the fact of Ohio State's defense. But I just see him having to throw the football. Last week, we didn't get there because Tua just literally could not find an open receiver. I don't think that'll be the case with Hudson Card. He has good tight ends, and he also has a really good receiving core. And I think they'll be a little scared of his legs. As long as he stays healthy in this game, I like him over 209.5 passing yards. Next guy we're looking at is Joe Milton. Now, Joe Milton is a guy who has had his struggles this season. He hasn't really reached his potential this year. And a lot of that's due to the fact that I feel like he's not really settled in yet to the offense. But as you see, his average passing yards at 232 and his projected is at 263. I love this game against A&M because I feel like they're going to force him to throw the football. A&M has a really good running defense, and they're kind of going off a winning streak. But I see some holes in their secondary that I kind of like. Joe Milton, they've had a whole week to kind of prepare for this week, stirring up some type of good passing plays, and I feel like one or two big plays will get us over this number. See, it's projected at 263. I got him over 248.5 passing yards. I feel like he can get there with as long as the game stays close. Next guy is Bo Nix. Haven't picked Bo this year, but this number is I'm playing. He's playing against the video game, aka Michael Penix Jr. Only reason why I'm not picking Michael Penix Jr. this week is because Oregon actually has a really good defense. So I'm not too sure about his number. His number is really high right now. It's at 359, and that's just too much for me for Michael Penix Jr. But Bo Nix, man, he's gonna have to score either way to keep up with this team. I see the total set at 67 points. That's a lot of points. What means that there's going to be a lot of passing yards. I feel like Washington will try to stop the run, and I see Bo Nix really trying to show out this game. He has talent plus experience, two things we love, and the number is at a decent number. It will creep up, so go ahead and turn your notifications on, hopefully, and you'll get this number, as low as you can. But I like Bo Nix over 291 passing yards. Next guy is Caden Slovis from BYU. Caden Slovis is one of those guys who can truly throw the football, but he's struggled throughout his career. This is his third college football team, but he's playing a TCU defense who I don't think is very good. They've struggled all year, and I don't see them stopping him from putting the points on the board. His number is relatively low, lower than his average passing yards and lower than my projected passing yards. And I like his over 215 passing yards versus TCU. Next guy is Carson Beck. Going back to the well again, you see just one prop king emoji because, and 3 is the best, but I just don't feel like this number is getting a little higher, but it's still lower than where I still feel comfortable where it is. He's averaging 314. I got him going 331 because Vanderbilt is, at the bottom of defenses. I think it's in the hundreds as far as defense. So if he's hit the last 2 weeks, like I said, and I also told you guys last week that Georgia throws the ball a lot more than people realize. I think people think they're just a ground and pound team. I feel he easily hits his number as long as he stays in the game for the whole game. So I love his over 290.5 passing yards. Next guy is Evan Stewart, Texas A&M. Evan Stewart's going against the Tennessee defense that has holes in it. I see them give up a bunch of yards to UTSA and a backup quarterback in that role. Evan Stewart is an ex-5-star that I really believe in. The last few weeks, he has not seen much action. I feel like they're going to try to get his usage rate up. He'll get a lot more targets this week. And I can see that them having to score to try to catch up. I feel like Tennessee's going to have a breakout week. That's why I picked Joe Milton. So with that being said, hopefully this will be a third week in a row where our wide receivers hit. So I'm going over 54.5 receiving yards. Next guy I have is Michael Pratt. He's playing on Friday, so make sure you get this pick in. He's a guy who I targeted earlier in the year, and he was out with injury. I still remember his game versus USC last year. I still remember the talent and the ability that he has, and I love this pick for all those reasons. Memphis is not a great defensive team. They're about middle of the road as far as defense right now, or a little better, but they haven't paid any competition. So I feel like this Tulane offense will get it rolling. Michael Pratt is ready, primed and ready to go. His numbers lower than it'll probably be all season against a Memphis defense is not going to be able to stop him. I feel like this is going to be a lot of points. It's going to be a track meet. They got him at 55 points, I think. I see it going way over that. I love his over 243 passing yards. Next guy we have is Shedeur Sanders. You see his average passing yards 336, three prop king emojis for him. I'm gonna go with his fantasy score here. Shedeur Sanders has shown the ability to put up big numbers, and I feel like going against a Stanford defense, I'm expecting a lot of points. The over is set at 60 points, so that's a lot of points on the board. Colorado should be putting up their fair share. Feel like it's going to be a bounce back as far as stats for him. Stanford's the 100th ranked defense. He's averaging 2 touchdowns passing a game. I feel like he gets one more of those and keeps his passing yards about the same. I really love this number, and I hope it doesn't go up for you. I got him over 25.5 fantasy score. Last but not least, this guy's been a winner for us. Last week he didn't get it done, but I feel like I'm going back to him one more time. Jaden Daniels, his average passing yards at 328. His projected passing yards is at 305. Got it down a little bit because I feel like they're running the ball a lot more. But we're getting a huge, almost a 50-yard discount on his passing yards. It is a 50-yard discount on his average passing yards. And I feel like this week it will be more a priority to stop that run. He's going to try to run the football. They're going to try to stop it. With all that being said, I love his over 278.5 passing yards. Here's a recap. Jones over 225, Card over 209, Milton over 248, Nix over 291, Slovis over 215, Beck 290, Stewart 54.5 receiving yards, Pratt 243, Sanders 25.5 fantasy score, and Daniels over 278.5 passing yards. If you like the video, if you love the video, go ahead and subscribe. Like I said, keep the picks you want, leave the ones you don't. I'm not going to be offended if you don't pick everything I pick or you don't agree with some things that I say. But just use this as an informational tool. And like I always say, let's have a bull market.